For years, we've been warning about the dangers of chemotherapy and how the #1 side effect of chemo is more cancer. Now that is confirmed in yet another astonishing study out of the Albert Einstein College of Medicine of Yeshiva University. The study found that chemotherapy causes cancer cells to spread throughout the body, where it causes more cancer tumors that are very often fatal. This study was led by Dr. George Karangianis, I think I'm pronouncing that correctly, found that the number of doorways, they're calling it, through which cancer can attract blood supply to itself is increased in patients who receive chemotherapy drugs. This process, by the way, of cancer cells building their own blood supply connections is called angiogenesis. That's why a lot of cancer drugs are supposed to be to have an anti-angiogenesis process. But giving cancer cells chemotherapy, according to this study, actually switched on a mechanism that allowed cancer cells to grow back stronger than they were before the chemotherapy. This is astonishing. Check out this research. Again, it's at the Albert Einstein College of Medicine in Yeshiva University. And what this finds, really, if you think about it, is that chemotherapy, it functions primarily as a repeat business drug for the cancer industry because it causes more cancer. That's what I've talked about for years here at Natural News. I mean, chemotherapy is extremely toxic. It causes chemo brain, damages your brain, it damages the heart, damages the kidneys. And at the same time, it then spreads more cancer cells throughout the body, which causes future cancer, which makes you a repeat business customer to the cancer industry, which is all about making money anyway. You think the cancer industry wants to prevent cancer in everybody and destroy itself? I mean, does any rational person think that a multi-billion-dollar industry wants to put itself out of business overnight? No. That's not how the industry works. It's all about making money for them. They want more profit, which means they need more cancer. And it just so happens, what a coincidence, that the #1 treatment that they push out there causes more cancer, and it's now validated by good, solid science published in a peer-reviewed medical journal. The researcher also said that currently they're studying cancer cell dissemination in breast cancer. That's what they looked at. But they're working on other types of cancers to see if similar effects are observed. So this study was all about breast cancer. And a lot of women are scared into these cancer treatments by the totally dishonest con artist oncologists. There is nobody more dishonest in the medical industry today than oncologists who scare women into compliance with these toxic treatments by terrorizing them and saying, oh, you're only going to live 3 months or 6 months if you don't start today. And they put pressure on these women. They use strong arm tactics, and they never disclose the fact that these oncology centers are making money off of the chemotherapy drugs themselves. They mark up the drugs. They profit from the drugs while they're scaring women into agreeing to be injected with those drugs. No wonder Dr. Farid Fatah is in prison today for falsely diagnosing how many people with cancer when they didn't have it, so he could profit from the chemotherapy drugs. Anybody who walked through the door, he would say, oh, you have cancer, and you got to get on chemotherapy, and he would put them in a chair, and he would dose them with chemotherapy, whether they needed it or not, and he would bill Medicare, Medicaid, insurance companies. The guy was raking in millions of dollars. He was caught, he was prosecuted by the U.S. Department of Justice only because of a whistleblower. And he was operating out of Detroit, where it's like a hornet's nest of unscrupulous cancer con artists. But it's true everywhere across America as well. The cancer oncologists are very unethical. They lie and they scare and terrorize women into compliance. And now we know that what they're really doing is spreading more cancer.